My name is Linda Christensen. We've been in business 30 years and we've expanded probably almost every year, so we've added something to the operation, whether it be a new gift store or new greenhouses. Our farm started about 1983 and I started when our daughter Jessica was 1, and we started with 2 small rows of cucumbers in our front garden. And so those sold very quickly that year. So the next year I planted a 1/4 acre thinking, well, if they bought those, they will buy the rest of them. And that year everybody had cucumbers. So it's like, okay, how do we market these? So we went to the local farmers market, put a $7 ad in the paper, and we sold the majority of the cucumbers that way. But while we went to the market, people asked for other things. They wanted young potatoes, they wanted peas. Slowly the operation expanded. Over all the years, we've really been involved in lots of the associations. First started off with the Alberta Market Gardeners Association. Now it's the Alberta Farm Fresh growers, the greenhouse growers. So we really try to go to lots of meetings. We've gone into the States to go to meetings too, and see different farms. And that's really basically how our farm grew, is going to a course and a farm tour in Florida and seeing people lined up for a mile, buying strawberry shortcake and saying, I think we can do that. What do we have to do to make it happen on our farm? And basically one of the things that I got out of it was I needed a better location. And that was the idea of buying land on a main highway, on Highway 28. And it was a main destination to the lakes in the area. And we went from 10 customers a day to between 50 and 100. So that really made things expand really quickly. At this time we have about 10,000 square feet of greenhouse and 40 acres of market garden, and we have a country store. We have 4 main crops. So young potatoes is one of our big crops. We grow strawberries, cucumbers, and cabbage. People drive like 100 miles to come get a couple bags of cabbage, which to us is quite amazing. But we're really known for growing cabbage. We grow cabbage that's specifically designed for sauerkraut, and ones that's designed for what's called leaves, and that's the ones that you roll for cabbage rolls. And they just have different qualities. People love to come for strawberries. I mean, as you walk in the farm store, you can smell the strawberries as the guys are bringing in the pails of strawberries. I mean, they're just, the taste and the smell is so amazing. We'll have little kids that'll say, but Mom, this is a real strawberry. So it really is, it's kind of fun to see the reaction. People really do enjoy coming out to the farm and kind of getting the farm experience. So what's worked in our operation to become more sustainable is, just being careful of the water we use. Make sure that, the water quality stays as a good water quality. So we have about 1 foot of black loam and then sand underneath, so it really have good drainage. We found we have good access to water. The only issue that we had, as the acreage grew in our market garden, we really didn't have enough water to water 40 acres. So what we found, we had to be a little more innovative. And so we used a lot of drip irrigation, we used water tanks and trucks, and we tried really to work with nature so that we just supplemented the water versus watering everything. I guess there's lots of challenges in the industry. As the operation grows, it really helps to have equipment that meets the needs of that operation, whether it be transplanters, different seeding equipment, washers, because everything that goes to the market has to be, picked, it's got to be sorted, it's got to be weighed and bagged. So there really is a lot to it. Labor is a big issue in the industry. Everything is hand-picked. Labor is one of our biggest expenses. It probably takes 60% of our income goes to labor. And it's really difficult to find people that are actually willing to work in the garden. So there's a program, a government program, that helps to actually facilitate getting our workers here. And right now we do bring in workers from Mexico. And without them, really, we wouldn't be in business. In our own operation, because we're working with nature, sometimes you can actually get hailstorms. So what we try to do here is we try to grow in 3 different locations so that if one location gets hit, our farm income is just not gone for that year. Basically, we market several different ways. We're located on a main highway, so highway signage is really important for us. We have our own website. We do cross-promotion with different businesses. We used to do lots of farmers markets, so at one time we did 4 farmers markets. With the addition of our farm store, we were able to grow a lot more produce, and it really went from being 80% sold to at farmers markets to 80% being sold at our farm store. We had customers coming from the city going out to all the lakes. We had people coming from Cold Lake, St. Paul coming past, so everybody would stop and they could pick up different things at our store. Any kind of their vegetables, they could take a pail of strawberries home. We then increased and had a commercial kitchen, so we did ice cream, we make our own milkshakes using our own berries, we do pies. We're actually a Ukrainian community, and being of a Ukrainian background, people were asking for different Ukrainian foods, so we would make borscht, which is a Ukrainian beet soup. We did pyrishke and cabbage rolls. I think the way we connect with our customers is we're always in front of them. Basically, people are coming to our farm market. It's really a personal service, so we get to actually talk to them. We find out what they want. They let us know if they like something or if they don't. I know one example is they wanted smaller packaging. We had a lot of single people, we had a lot of older clientele, and they just said, you know, we can't eat 5 pounds of potatoes, so we learned to package smaller just to meet the demands of the customers. But really the most demand is at the beginning of the season. People have had a long winter and they're waiting for those fresh vegetables. So what we try to do is we'll grow our own transplants in the greenhouse. We'll start as seeds, they'll grow for 3 weeks. We'll transplant them with a transplant machine, and then some of the cucumbers we'll put little greenhouses on, and we'll get a 3-week jump on the market, so that really helps. The biggest opportunity, I think, is ever growing. Everybody now is maybe more focused on realizing that food is important, and a good quality food is very important. With the push for maybe local food and the 100-mile diet, and a growing older population, everybody really is concerned about their food and a good quality. I guess the only thing that maybe we'd have to do differently now is we actually didn't have a business plan when we started, so probably that would be one of the first things, is you'd probably need a business plan, and you'd have to be more, maybe with the getting more information with the internet, and having that base of information that way, where things probably were done a lot differently in the beginning. The business actually grew very slowly, and it was more just word of mouth. So I think now with the social media, maybe things, you probably have to be more high-tech than probably we were at the beginning. I think there's lots of room for growth in the industry, and there really aren't that many producers around, so it really is, a good industry to get into. I think Linda's is unique in the way that we really are passionate about what we grow, and we really want them to have a good experience when they come out. We pick everything fresh that day, so if you buy strawberries that day, you know that they've been freshly picked that morning. We try to incorporate, like I say, our Ukrainian heritage in there, and we just try to make it an experience so that if you went back 30 or 40 years, this is what you would see. You've got, homemade pickles, you've got the homemade soups. When you come to the store, you can smell the freshness of, the buns baking on a Friday morning, or else the pickles in the air. When people come to our farm store, one thing that they're getting is they're getting a good quality product. They know where that food is being produced, and best of all, as Dawn would say, it tastes good.